You're an educated man, you're a general, you're a senior person. Your response to me saying that they've killed 3 out of 4 civilians last year cannot be, how much did the other side kill? We are not in the playground, General. 75% of the civilian casualties were caused by the Afghan Taliban. You want us to applaud that?
This is the nature of this war. It's futile to say they should have killed a few less, but in this type of warfare, people would die.
You're talking in a very kind of sterile way, so let's just break this down. Are you saying that it is justified in this war for the Taliban, as they do, to blow up schools full of kids? Yes or no?
I'm not justifying anything.
Sounds like you are to me.
I'm not justifying anything, I'm just trying to explain.
You've said in the past that the US and Pakistan are, quote, at war against each other.
Yeah.
Is that still your view?
Yeah. This was a big illusion on part of, let's say, Pakistan. They deluded themselves in believing that they were allies. Actually, they were not. The allies have the same objective, which we did not have. The allies also agree on a certain approach, on which we did not.
It's different to say we are at war. You use the phrase that America and Pakistan are at war.
Right.
The reason I bring this up is it's a funny sort of war in which one side gives the other side billions of dollars in aid, and the other side takes the money, pockets it, and then goes and helps the enemies of the people who gave them that cash. That's a weird sort of war.
I think we got much less money than we should have.
Okay.
Keeping people of the
They
lead.
didn't give you money to go and help their enemies and give safe houses to Taliban leaders and coordinate their activities in Afghanistan with roadside bombs, etc., etc.
So we fooled them.
Is that what you think? You fooled them?
No harm in doing that. Because
what would you say to someone who says basically the behavior of Pakistan in recent years, and which you're clearly so proud of, is the behavior of a quite treacherous and duplicitous country?
if you cannot ride 2 horses, you have no business to join the circus.
Okay.
You know who gave that advice?
No.
Lord Robertson, who was an illustrious British diplomat, Secretary General of NATO, and he was talking to Cohen, the Defense Secretary of the United States. These states play double games, and if we did it successfully, I suppose this is again in the nature of this thing.
Okay. Do you regard yourself as a moral man?
If it is concerning an individual's act and an individual's interest, then I suppose morality counts. But in the statecraft, the morality takes a backseat.
You suggest that this is about statecraft, it's about playing games, it's about riding horses. If you said, you know what, we don't do morality, we get things done. The problem is, you don't get things done either. Even on a practical level, what you're doing hasn't worked. So take, for example, the Pakistani Taliban, the so-called TTP, who are an offshoot inspired by the Afghan Taliban. No. They are now blowing up kids' schools in Pakistan. They have been carrying out gross acts of terror for the past few years. Pakistani soldiers, people you served with, have died at their hands. That is a Frankenstein's monster that you lot created. That is a blowback from your pragmatic policies.
Collateral damage. There is a price to be paid for this type of game. It's a high-stake game.
Of kids is collateral damage.
Right. High-stake game. Some people, like you believe that we created a few groups, the other side would also do that. Now, this is the only way this government is going to be played. It doesn't happen that one side sits back and says,
let's be clear.
The morality demands, the morality requires that we...
Forget morality. On a practical level, how does it help you that the groups you once armed and supported are now attacking you? Is that what you planned? Is that what you're saying? You knew this was going to happen and you approve of it?
The gain is that Afghanistan is more or less free of the foreign occupation. The gain is that Afghanistan can be reunited, reunified, and then whatever would be left with the TTP, one will have to deal with them. Nothing comes free of cost. This is not a game for the weak-hearted people.
Would you describe the parents who lost kids in Peshawar in that school attack as weak-hearted people?
No, they are not weak-hearted. I feel very strongly. I mean, I sympathize with them, except that I am just trying to explain. It doesn't sound
like you sympathize with them. You said collateral damage was the school attack.
That's why I'm describing.
Which is a pretty outrageous thing to say.
I'm simply describing how these things happen. I do not have to justify anything. I do not even try and describe what is good and what is bad. I'm just trying to, for the benefit of everyone here, say how these things get
Clearly
done.
You do believe in good and bad because you think freeing Afghanistan of foreign occupation is worth all these deaths.